Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Retail Insider. Joining me today is Dorrie Karras, who is president of OPA of Greece. Thanks for joining us today, Dorrie.
Thank you for having me, Mario.
Well, let's just start by asking you. I think a lot of people know OPA. They've probably seen OPA in the many malls that you appear in. But just tell us a little bit about the brand and what the purpose of the brand is.
Well, the purpose is to feed people with Greek food. And we started 24 years ago here in Calgary. Our first location was in Market Mall. It was founded by our original founder, Nick Tiginakis. He's still an active shareholder within the company. We are now over 100 locations, primarily focused in Western Canada, making an expansion. We're expanding into Eastern Canada slowly. We have a few locations also in the US, but we are primarily focusing on street front locations and malls, of course. That's where we started from. We continue strong in our mall locations, but we are aiming to go from coast to coast to coast in the next few years here.
Funny you mentioned that first location of Market Mall. I was there with my children just the other day, and we all the two of them said, "Wonder which place is the busiest here," right? And my daughter says, "Opa."
Yes, so, we've had a really great following. We believe we offer great value for the money, and it's proven itself over the 24 years that we've been in existence.
So tell me a little bit about your growth plans. Any thoughts of how many you want to grow to in terms of locations in total, and where specifically?
Well, we started out a couple of years ago, and then COVID happened, of course. So that kind of put a little bit of a dent in our plans in terms of growth. Going now into 2022, we're aiming to do 10 to 12 locations per year. So our growth plan is 10% per year. We're aiming also at doing some area development deals in certain markets where we don't have the reach per se. So we now have signed up an area representative agreement with a party out of Ontario. So Southern Ontario will be serviced by this group, and that is something we are perhaps looking at different areas in Eastern Canada. Here in Western Canada, because we do have the knowledge with real estate and prospective franchisees also know who we are. It's a lot easier doing new deals, and we are aiming at Lower Mainland BC. We have the prairies. We're very comfortable where we are. There's going to be a few location growth in certain markets within the prairies, but our aim is to capture more of Lower Mainland and Ontario for the next couple of years.
Okay. Can you talk, Dorrie, a little bit about just the differences between being in a mall or a street front? And now I take it that the genesis and the growth initially started in malls with the company, right?
For sure. Yes, 24 years ago, of course, the market was a little different from where it is today. We've definitely pivoted to the street front model, and not only because of any traffic changes, it's also lack of inventory. There's only so many malls within Canada. Here in Western Canada, I think we have great presence in all the great malls that we do business in. In order for us to grow, we had to look outside, and that's where we got into power centers and other trade areas with good traffic.
Okay, and when you're looking at, say, street front,
Mhm.
what kind of places are you looking for?
So we're looking at a mix of demographics. We tend to do well in areas where, of course, there's high levels of traffic. Schools are important. It's an important part of our business as well. We do a lot of hot lunch programs with
Mhm.
area schools that we are close to. We also do very well with our lunch business, of course, in business areas within that market. So what we found is where there's a combination of retail, business, and residential, we tend to excel quite well. So those are our target areas for sure.
Okay, you know, I'm just curious about the consumer out there today. You know,
Mm,
24 years ago, you know, you probably started, and the consumer may not have been as sophisticated, I guess, in terms of food choices as they
mhm,
are today, right? Are you
mhm.
finding today that the consumers, maybe it's because of all the television shows, right, cooking shows, that the consumers are have a more, pardon my pun, appetite for ethnic food?
Which is a great thing. Our population has changed over the last 24 years. There's been an influx of immigrants from other parts of the world. So that has definitely changed the trends and the taste profiles of food, of especially street food,
Yeah.
uh, from where it was 24 years ago. In the food court setting, I think everybody can recall what the staples of a food court were. You had the Asian, you had the burgers and fries, not a lot of choices. And when we came into the market, I think it was something that was unique at the time. That uniqueness now has been multiplied by many other
Yeah.
ethnic backed foods. And, you know, we're proud of how we started. Our our philosophy was all about fresh ingredients and simple food that is also healthy. So at that time, 24 years ago, I think we were one of the pioneers in that segment. And now, yes, absolutely, the customer is a little more, has a lot more choices, and I think that's a benefit to everyone that's looking for healthy, inexpensive choices in that food segment.
Okay. And Dorrie, the in terms of expansion and growth, it's through franchising that you're going to do that?
Yes, all our locations are franchised, and we are looking at individual area rep agreements, as I mentioned, but also multi-unit owners. And what we're seeing now with many of our franchisees, they are now on their fifth, sixth, eighth locations.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you start franchising?
We started franchising in 2000. 2020, yes, in 2000, 1998 is when Market Mall started. 1999, the second location in Chinook opened, and in early 2000 is when the franchising started, and the first franchise store was actually Chinook.
Oh, okay. So super. So you had the one corporate store and then you franchised.
Correct, correct.
Okay, super. Is that, I'm curious, is that Market Mall still a corporate store?
No, no, I was the first franchisee in Market Mall, as a
Oh,
matter of
cool.
fact. Yes. In shortly halfway into 2000, a few months after Chinook got franchised,
Uh,
Market Mall became the second franchise store. And at that time, it was two stores, both franchised.
okay, so I'm curious, what was your appeal to this brand when you came in as a franchise owner?
Well, interestingly enough, I knew Nick from Social Circle. We were having coffee one day, and he was in the process of franchising at that time, and he approached me about looking at Market Mall. I was not really in the business, in the restaurant business. I wasn't interested in going into the restaurant business until I saw the lineups at Market Mall. So that really intrigued me. And I thought, there's something here. And sure enough, 24 years later, we went from 2 stores to 104 stores at this time.
What were you doing before?
Well, my school background is aviation engineering.
Oh, wow.
And yes, and from there, I kind of pivoted into the restaurant business for a short period of time because I had family that was in the restaurant business. So it was sort of out of school, coming out of school and working somewhere. At the time, the aviation industry was not really strong, not a lot of hiring going on. So I worked in the restaurant business for a few years, took a break, and then when I went back into it, it was with OPA.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So I'm curious. Okay, what's your favorite food on the OPA menu?
Unfortunately, there's just too many, and not always an easy decision for me when I walk into an OPA. I definitely like to accompany whatever I choose with our calamari.
Oh.
I also like the wrap. Chicken is my go-to protein. So chicken souvlaki wrap with Greek salad.
Oh, gotta love that. So last question I have for you, and I bet, I think a lot of people know the phrase OPA, but maybe explain it to those out there that don't.
Well, funny enough, Stampede is coming up, and we here in Calgary say Yahoo. OPA is equivalent to Yahoo. It's a celebratory remark, and when we break plates and dance, we say OPA.
Yeah, but no breaking plates at the store.
No breaking plates. Unfortunately, malls are not for breaking plates in the food courts.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks very much, Dorrie, for taking the time to do this.
Thank you very much, Mario. I'm very happy to share our story with you.
All right, that was Dorrie Karras, who is president of OPA of Greece. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Retail Insider. Thanks for joining us today.